Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith. Today I'm doing a special Kickstarter preview for Chronicles of Crime. So there's going to be a number of you that have already heard of this game or seen it on Kickstarter, but I'm hoping this video is going to bring this game to light for you. And I want to do this because I want to point out games that are currently on Kickstarter so that you can get behind them before it's too late. This game currently has 6 days remaining as of the filming of this video, so when I post this it may still be 6, it may be 5. But regardless, you still have time. So if you're watching this video and it is March 13th, you've still got time. And about 6 days from that date, the Kickstarter will end. So I definitely highly advise, if you're interested in a game that blends the ability to play it through the ability to play it solo, but making use of an app, if you enjoy app-based games, if you enjoy the idea of using your phone to actually see a crime scene and try to come up with clues and evidence from that crime scene, if you like the idea of scanning QR codes, no matter what item you have in this game, almost everything is covered in QR codes so that you are traveling to different locations throughout the game. There's different individuals you need to talk to because you're really just trying to hammer out who actually committed a particular crime. This game is got behind it, the publisher is Lucky Duck Games, and as I mentioned, or I haven't mentioned yet, but I will right now, they have raised $475,000 on Kickstarter, which is nothing to sneeze at. That is a massive amount. So there's already a big following behind this one, which means there's always a whole bunch of stretch goals that go along with it to increase the game and make it even better. I mention that because everything you're going to see through this Kickstarter preview is just that. It is preview prototype material, so anything and everything could change in terms of how it looks. So expect that, as well as to definitely check out the Kickstarter page because you'll get more filled in on what has changed and transpired since the Kickstarter went live weeks ago. There's over 5,200 backers behind the project, so there's no small amount of people. It's a large group, and I am currently behind this one as well, so this is going to get a recommendation from me as to something you really need to check out. Again, at the end of the day, it comes down to whether you think the gameplay as well as the mechanics work for you and the theme. So again, it all has to play together, and I'm really hoping this Kickstarter preview will give you a leg up in your decision as to whether to back Chronicles of Crime. So without any further ado, let's get into the Kickstarter preview. But just before we go ahead with the playthrough, the first thing that I want to do is show you the setup. So of course we've got a bunch of items that have come out of the game box. You're going to assemble them based on the rules or instructions that come in the game when you receive it, once it's been produced through Kickstarter. You're going to find inside of it, you're going to get some VR glasses. These are really cool. It's going to give you a 3D experience, although you're going to be sliding this onto your phone to get that experience. You'll notice here, if I was to show you guys what the 3D glasses see, it's a whole lot of nothing. It doesn't really come out all that well, so I will not be using these during the playthrough. You'll be able to experience those on your own, which is pretty cool. But you also, inside of the app for the game, Chronicles of Crime, which is another thing you need to have for the setup, which is a simple search on the Apple or Google Store. You can quickly find those apps, and they're literally named Chronicles of Crime. They're even there right now. Download that app, and then you're going to have the ability to start scanning QR codes. And so inside of that app, it will allow you to turn off the use of this headset or these pieces of VR equipment. So essentially you don't need to be using those in order to enjoy the game. You can just use it without it, but it adds a little bit of immersion because it gives it that 3D feel, like you're really looking into a crime scene, which I think is cool. So I'm going to have to experience this off camera, but I'm going to experience it with you guys kind of in a 3D flat environment, I guess, or 2D. So in this case, what we're going to do is go through all the different pieces. So we talked about the app. Make sure you've downloaded that. Make sure you've got your glasses, although in your case, you'll be using them. In my case, I won't be. You're going to have an evidence deck, which looks like this. It's going to be comprised of a few cards that have stars on them, but they'll also have some actual evidence cards here. They all have QR codes on every single one, but the other thing you really want to be careful of is making sure that you got the right side for language facing. There's 2 different languages, in my case English, so just make sure you go through the deck and make sure they're all facing the correct way. Same thing, this is the character deck, although there's only one side to the character deck. They're just a whole bunch of characters. The game will call for specific characters as it goes along, and those may change game to game and stuff like that. The other thing to mention too is, of course, everything you're seeing here is prototype, so take everything with a grain of salt. All these components may change based on the Kickstarter and upgrades and whatnot. What you have here too is some location areas. So these again are scannable, and you can go to many different locations that the game may take you to. So we'll find out as soon as we go into this playthrough. Over here to the left, you essentially have a whole bunch of forensic contact boards. So these are going to be guys that are going to be helping you out to solve the crime. So you got like a doctor, you have a hacker, you have a scientist, and you have a criminologist. So all these guys have expertise in certain areas, depending on what crime you're solving, what evidence you particularly have. You'll be scanning the particular individual you want to talk to. You can be scanning the evidence, trying to figure out if they can give you useful information to help you make or come down to a conclusion on who committed a certain crime. Now over here on the far right, you got the main board. So this main board here is going to have a whole bunch of, it has 20 slots for evidence as you find them through the game. It also has location board slots. So if you really feel like tagging these up as you go through the game, every time it reveals one, you can put them out here against this board. For my particular playthrough, I'll be doing that as much as I can, but I'm also going to try to keep this stuff centered so you guys can see it. At the very bottom here, underneath this particular board, which goes off my table that I'm currently playing this on, there's a house symbol, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's kind of like your current place where you're located. I could be wrong, but essentially the game will again tell you where that is, and I'll probably keep that central instead of underneath the board so you guys can see it at all times. This right here, these are unlocked character slots. So again, things will be placed in these as the game tells us to place them. And besides that, that's essentially it. From here on in, the app really does a fantastic job of not only going through a tutorial, but also going through a scenario that it provides. So we're going to jump to the app so that you can actually see what's going on inside of the app. And they're going to move into the gameplay. And that's going to be the exciting part, is kind of learning as we go, because the app does a fantastic job of walking you into the game and starting to enjoy it right from the get-go. So hope you'll join me, and we'll jump right into Chronicles of Crime in just a moment. Alright, so you're probably seeing the Chronicles of Crime, or I hope you're seeing the Chronicles of Crime app on the screen, which is awesome. So you guys should be able to follow along as we make our moves within the app, and then I'll also be jumping back to the live camera inside of the actual playthrough so you guys can see what's going on, not only on the board, but also on the app. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got two options. We've got the tutorial and we've got the power behind. So the tutorial is just that, is a tutorial. It's going to help us learn the game, and the game the app I should say, does a fantastic job of pulling you through with a tutorial. So I think that's what we're going to start with first. We'll start with that one, and then we're going to move into the power behind afterwards once we get comfortable, if time permits and my schedule works perfectly. But I'm going to be aiming to try to do both of these. So let's go ahead with the tutorial first. It says an easy case to start with, but is it an easy one to solve? Is our first case. It is easy, so I'm going to hit the resume button here. And just like that, it says, do you want to resume the last game? So I'm just going to go ahead and say, nope, I want to start over. So here we go. We're starting with the Welcome to the Chronicles of Crime tutorial. So disclaimer, this scenario is an introduction to the game which explains how to play without giving you a real investigation challenge. So it's going to show us how to play and interact with things. The next one here says, this game is a cooperative game where all players play together to solve a police investigation. Set up your evidence board, distribute forensic context amongst all players. Let's start. I'm just playing solo, so I don't have to worry about that. Everything's already ready to go. The chief officer is character 33, signaled by 33. Pull him from the character deck and place him in the police station. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here, we'll go back to the actual gameplay here. We're going to go find the police station first off. So I'm going to rip through here. There it is. Upside down. Now again, you normally would put this underneath the game board itself, but in my particular case, because of space, I am going to go ahead and put this right here central so that everybody can see it. I'm going to take all of these and kind of remove them from the area for now. So we got the police station right like that. And of course we need to find a character 33, and he happens to be right on the top of the deck. So this individual, the chief, is at the police station. Awesome. So he's there giving us an option to potentially scan and talk to. It says pull him from the deck, place him on the police station. We've done that. We're going to go back to the app here. So you should now go and talk to him. To do this, you just have to scan the code on the character's card. Cool. So we hit next. Now we're going to jump to the phone here, and now at this point I can actually go ahead and I can just find his QR code, and I just simply scan over top. Of course I have to tap the screen as well, and I've done that. There it goes. There we go. At least you're here. I have a case for you. An old woman, 7, has been found dead. I need you to find out if it's a natural death or a homicide. Okay, so number 7. We're going to go back to this deck here, see if we can find number 7. It may actually be buried in here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. 15, 34. Making a mess, making a mess, making a mess. There we go. There she is. So this individual has been killed. So we're going to go ahead and place her in this area right here. And then we're going to take all of these and put them all back together in a pile. All right, and okay, everything's back in a pile here. All right, so the police station he's set up, we've got her over here. And what is next? Chief Officer Doyle? You are currently in interrogation mode. The image and name of the person you are interrogating will appear at the top of the app. Perfect. Okay, so currently I'm at the police station. It's day number 1 and it's 9 o'clock. You can interrogate this person on any subject, which means you can use any card at your disposal. You just have to scan it. There are no wrong questions. All combinations are possible. You should now have number 7 on your board. Ask the chief officer what he knows about this woman. Okay, so at this particular point, we go back to the app, and you can see here that I have the ability with Chief Officer Doyle here to scan. So I can go ahead and actually scan her QR code and get the police chief to hopefully help us out here. Sorry for the shakiness. I have to readjust my hand. There we go. This woman's name is Anna Taylor. She has been found dead in her home in the Notting Hill district. G. Okay, so there we got a new location. So we can go back here to our player boards where we have to find G. So I'm going to quickly go through these and see if I can find G. Now, again, what I'm showing you through this tutorial is not only showing you kind of how the app interacts and everything, but also kind of showing you how the game flows, because really this is going to be a quicker, easier solve of a puzzle. It's probably going to open up for us a lot easier than the other one will. But the idea behind it being that, again, it's all scanning of these QR codes, which is really cool and I think really lends itself to solo play very easily. So we got Notting Hill here. Let's go back to the app and find out what's going on in Notting Hill. Besides the fact that she was found dead in her home, which is terrible. So we got the address, so we can go there. It says maybe you should go there and investigate. So if we wanted to go there, we'd have to, of course, scan the actual barcode or QR code. I'm going to say barcode quite a bit, but it is QR code. It says, look for the Notting Hill district among the London district cards and position it on the side of your board. Now that you have the address, you can go there. So we're actually going to connect it to the side of the board just to be, correct here. So technically, again, like I said, the police station should be connected to the bottom of this board, but based on size of my table, I'm leaving it front and center, and then it's easier to scan for us as well, and you guys can see it visually. All right, moving on. It says tap the goodbye button to end the conversation. And move to Notting Hill by scanning the location card. So again, what you're also going to notice on the app is that the time is increased. So as you do things, as you have conversations and talk with different people, time is going to pass. So you can mess up by having time pushed too far forward. You can kind of get out of sync with the story if you allow too much time to pass and a particular individual's no longer at a certain location, or some event happens maybe at a certain time that changes the story or plot line. So those are things to keep in mind, and even traveling. So at this point here, we're back to Chief Officer Doyle. So he's going to go ahead now and he's going to scan the Notting Hill barcode. So it'll back up just so you guys can actually see it. So Notting Hill, we're going to head there. We're going to go to the QR code, wait till it goes green, tap the screen. And it says you are now in Notting Hill inside the victim's apartment as indicated at the top of the screen. And you can see time has actually bumped up to 9:25. So it took us 20 minutes to travel from the police station to Notting Hill. So now we'll move along. Select your actions carefully, because time is running out and each scan makes the clock in the upper right corner move forward, and going to a location takes even longer. Some locations can be searched. In those locations, a search for clues button appears, indicating there's the possibility to search for clues in virtual reality. The victim's apartment has this button, so let's give it a shot. Sounds good to me. So it says right here, because we are at the victim's apartment on day number 1 at 9:25, Notting Hill, we can search for clues because it says so. So I'm going to click on that button, and we are going to search for clues. Now, this is where you get the choice, because you can choose to use the VR ability using the glasses, or you can use without. So because of you guys and the fact you won't be able to get any benefit whatsoever of seeing the 3D, I'm going to go ahead without, so that we can just kind of see what's going on in the room. And at this point, you should be seeing an individual who is actually has died, essentially. So this individual has died, and the idea is that you're going to go through. I don't know if you can click on anything or not. You just kind of look around the room, but it's pretty cool. So I can look all the way up to the ceiling. I'm looking at the fan. You can check, look for clues, things that stick out to you, essentially. So got a fire pit here. Okay, there's a cat that looks like it's dead. That's pretty messed up. Let's see, the cat's dead. We've got cards over here on the table. Oh, there's a timer. That's not good. More dead animals. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it says, do you want to give the mobile device to another player so they can observe the scene too? I'm gonna say yes, because we're playing the tutorial and I do want to see more. So there is a timer here. You only have so much time, and the idea is, gameplay-wise, is that if you had other people at the table, you're screaming out all the things that you're seeing, and everyone's frantically looking through the deck of evidence for them. So we know so far we've got cats, or some type of animals. We've got playing cards. We've got, it looks like cake, food of some type. Is it a broken window? No. Lots of cats. That's really sad. So there's tons of cats all around. She's wearing a pearl necklace. She's got green shoes. There's more cake on the floor. There's a note on the floor. Looks like a book. So maybe she liked to read. Maybe she likes to read books, or she was writing a letter. Maybe it's her letter before she died. So anyway, I'm going to say no. And at this point, what's going to happen is it's probably going to say, it says, do you spot any clues? Scan the evidence category cards, the ones with a magnify glass icon that correspond to what you saw, or continue to observe the scene to find more. So I think I spotted a bunch of clues. So if I hit next, now it allows me to scan clues. So again, what would normally happen is if you had more hands, but in this case, because I'm holding the phone plus recording, I'm using both hands actually. But as of right now, you'd go into this deck and you'd start to go through and find essentially, and you do this off camera much easier than what I'm doing on camera, but you'd be going through, you're looking for the evidence that you found within that scene. So did I find office materials? No. Do-it-yourself tools? No. No bedding. I didn't see any of this kind of stuff. So jewelry? I did see jewelry on her. She had a necklace, pearl necklace. Security devices, didn't notice it. Didn't notice that. Didn't notice footprints. So you're kind of going through trying papers. Yeah, there was papers. She technically was wearing clothes, but I don't know if that's evidence. It's kind of generic. Drugs. No. Blood and organs, melee weapons, kitchen utensils, books and magazines. I can't remember. I think there was books and magazines. Furniture, no. There's furniture everywhere. Tableware. There was tableware, but it's evidence. Definitely animals, for sure, because of all the cats everywhere. Games, she did have card games. Food, technically there was food as well. There's quite a bit here. Throwing weapons, decorative firearms, cleaning products. Okay, I think that's a decent amount of stuff. A decent amount of evidence. So the idea being that I've got a whole bunch of evidence here, and I can scan these to hope to find, or to hope to see whether or not they actually result in anything good. So let's see here. I'm going to take these ones. We're going to go ahead and scan them through. So we'll do it one at a time. What I'll do is I'll set them out so that we can actually scan them more easily. So we're going to have jewelry, papers, food, animals, books, games and toys. Perfect, so 6, not bad. All right, so let's go ahead back to the app, and we're gonna come over here, we're gonna scan these. Now what we're doing is we're searching for clues. So the first one here is food. So we're gonna go ahead and scan over top of this thing, tap it. You pick up a cream cake that has been partially eaten. You found a clue. Okay, so you'll see the app right now is telling us to put it on the evidence board. So the cake was actually, or the food, I should say, was a true piece of evidence. So that's going to help us determine something at some point in time. So it'll go up here in the this player board here. We can have 20 clues basically. Hey, a clue is a clue. That's great. So now we're going to go ahead and hit next on the app. The scientist can help you by doing a laboratory analysis or with scientific research. That's good to know. Scan the scientist, then scan the subject you want to discuss with her. Cool. Okay. So I guess do I do that now? No, I guess I can keep searching for clues. And I'm wondering if time's passing every time I do this. So right now it's 9:40. If I was to scan the next one, which is animals, which definitely was something that's going to... Does that increase time? Yes. So every time I'm scanning something, checking something out, it's consuming time. The victim's cats are dead. Yes, they definitely are. We found a clue. Okay, so another thing to talk to other people about or to bring up with one of our 4 different individuals that can help in specialized areas. So we're going to hit next on the app. The doctor can help you by doing an autopsy and making medical observations. So our doctor, who is down here, he could be the guy that's going to help us out. We'll see. And then we'll move on to the next one. So let's try doing the jewelry. Unfortunately, there's nothing of real interest for the investigation in this category. Okay, so I thought that maybe the necklace she was wearing, the pearl necklace, would have some connection to something, but apparently it's nothing. So you can be wrong, and if you're wrong, then essentially, that's gone. So you move on to the next piece. And of course, it's all about what you want to try, because all this stuff costs time to look into. Sorry for the jittering, guys, on the screen there with the app, because I have to. I'm holding my phone, which is quite large. A letter with the following text. With this letter, I'm asking you one last time to give me the £10,000 so I can make my money back. You don't want to become homeless, do you? Jay. So I can make my money back. Interesting. Okay. So that's a pretty incriminating piece of evidence we found there. So we found a piece of paper. That's huge. It's a clue. It's going on the board for sure. Let's go to the next one here. We might as well keep it up because we're not doing bad. I got a funny feeling the books and magazines one is going to fail. I'm going to try it anyway. Yeah, exactly. Nothing. I didn't assume that would be anything. That was kind of a stretch. The games and toys, though, she definitely had a game set up. Maybe she was a solo gamer. She was playing some solitaire. She knows what's up. She knows what she should be doing in her spare time. She's one of us. And let's see. You find a classic game deck of 52 cards. Apparently a usual pastime for the victim. There you go. And find a clue. Nice. So it was actually a clue. So that's awesome. So we got 4 out of 6. It's not bad. So at this point now, we're done. The criminologist can help you establish the psychological profile of a suspect, or can aid you in putting an object into its sociological context. Okay, cool. Scan the criminal. So this criminologist up here can help us with the games and toys to find out more about why she was doing that and things like that. So at this point, we're done. I might as well head to one of these 4 different places, essentially. So which one was the best? I think the paper was the most obvious evidence. And to me, a criminologist would be the one that I'd want to talk to about that. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to scan on... Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm going to go, Criminology Center. Got to make sure I'm looking at the right one when I do this. You were calling the Criminology Center. I study the psychological profile of killers and the history of crime. Can I help you with anything? Yes, you certainly can. I'm going to check out the papers. I want to know what that paper was all about. Graphiology shows us that the one who wrote this letter was nervous, very angry, and even maybe a bit depressed. Okay. We know Jay was on the letter as well. What else can we can do the games and toys with this guy as well, because it said that in the app. This particular deck is used to play bridge. It's a game played by teams of 2, where one partner can become what is called the dummy. In some countries, the dummy is called the dead. Oh, this is like some sick joke. Anna Taylor was part of the bridge club in Leicester, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, Square. So we're going to go find that location. So let's see. I'm going to grab it here from the side. Let's see if I can find this. Got it. All right. So here's another location that we're going to put out. We'll put it back here maybe. So there it is. Awesome. And it's Anna Taylor. And she is, has it said what her... Oh, maybe we don't know Let me go back here. Anna Taylor was part of the Bridge Club in Lancaster's D. Oh, I can travel there. So let's do that. Let's do that. Say goodbye to the criminologist. And we are going to now head to Lancaster Square. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can get this to work a little better. There we go. A woman number 3 welcomes you at the Bridge Club. Ah, so this could be Anna. I don't know. Let's see if we can find her in here. 1449. There it is, 3. There we go. So this is Anna. Okay. So we can talk to Anna if we want to. There are still many clues to be found at the crime scene. Don't hesitate to observe closer, to turn around and look at your feet. Interesting. Don't forget to scan the evidence category cards after in order to pick them up. Okay. Scan the character once at the location to enter interrogation mode. Scan the interrogated character card again during interrogation mode to have him speak about himself. Okay, so I want to talk to this. I want to talk to this this Anna character. I'm new to the club, but if I can help you, please let me know. Sure. Should I? Can I give her the paper? Maybe. I'm gonna give her the paper. See if she can tell me about it. I never saw this letter before. Okay, so she couldn't help me by me giving the paper. I could get her. I could see if I could get her to talk about the individual who's dead. That would make probably more sense. Probably should have done that first. Anna was the president of. Oh shoot! I've been calling the red-haired girl that we found in the park Anna. It's Jenny. My mistake. She was the teammate of one of our best players, Rose. Rose is here today. Why can't I find somebody with name J? I feel like J. Oh, okay, there's Rose. So Rose is here as well. All right, so we can talk to Rose, I guess. That's another option. So let's say goodbye to Jenny May, and let's see what we can get from Rose. We are practicing for a big bridge tournament right now. How can I help you? I want to know more about Anna. Anna was the president of the club, and we have this place thanks to her. She was my partner, and we owe her so much. Okay. Interesting. Doesn't really help me all that much. I'm thinking, what if I ask her about her animals? Is that... Really don't know what to say about this. Okay, I might have to go back to... I might have to leave this place, so I'm going to go next. I might have to go back to, what was it we could check? The food, I think. Maybe have the scientists take a look at the food. So let's do that. Let's go back to the, it's going to be the scientists. I'm going to go back to the lab there. It's going to take up some time. Oh, we're calling them, sorry. Yes, we do have some evidence. I want to check out the food. Can you tell me something good about the food? My analysis confirms traces of digitalis. I'm pronouncing that terribly wrong. 4 inside the cake. Oh, so this is like super duper evidence or something. I don't know. Okay, that's poison. So that is a clue, I'm assuming. The quantity might not have been harmful to you or I, but it would have been fatal to an elderly woman like the victim. Okay, in that case, I'm assuming this goes over here. I could be wrong, but I'm going to put it there for now. Let's see if it tells... Yeah, exactly. It tells me I found a clue and I can put it there. Awesome. Okay, so that's great. All right, so we've now got 5 clues. The star symbol indicates that you found a special subject of conversation. Find it in the special item deck and reveal it. I've done that. So we've done that. We've got that revealed there. So now that I'm at the Bridge Club, I don't really want to talk to the scientists anymore. So I'm still at the Bridge Club. I could ask them about... Let's talk to this individual here, Jenny. And let's ask Jenny about the poison. No, wait. I wonder if the doctor would be able to help me. Actually, you know what? The doctor would be a better scan, I think. So let's go to the doctor, because he's at the morgue. We're going to call the doctor, and I want to talk about the poison, because I want to see if he's found traces of this. To each his own. My specialty is medicine, especially the... Oh, okay, sorry. I guess that was a waste of my time. Yeah, okay, well, then maybe I do start asking these guys about that special item. This is kind of the fun part, is trying to figure out who to ask and what and why. Oops, I don't want to talk to the doctor about them. I just want to talk to them. There we go. And the Bridge Club. Cool. And do you have any idea what's going on with this poison? I do not use many dangerous substances when I have to put down... I do use many dangerous substances when I have to put down animals, but definitely not digitalis. Okay. So she's a veterinarian then. So then I should ask her about the animals. Would make more sense. Aha. So she kind of gave me a little bit of a hint there. So I'm going to go to the animals. Anna asked me a few times to pass by her place and check on her cats. Poor little ones, they had a cholesterol problem. I kept telling Anna not to feed them human food, but I think she was doing it anyway. Oh no, the cake. Oh no. Okay, so if I talk to Jenny about the... I don't know if talking to Jenny about the food's going to help at all, but I'm going to do it anyway. I heard Rose, 9, on the phone with a delivery man. She was trying to get a cake delivered to Anna. Oh, no. So, okay, so I'm going to say goodbye to Jenny. Now we're going to try to talk to Rose, because Rose is starting to sound a little guilty here. So we were practicing, okay, and I'm going to ask her about the food. I want to find out what she's been doing. It's true, I confess. I sent a cake to Anna in order to get her sick and forfeit tomorrow's tournament. I never wanted her death. You have enough elements to solve this case. Go back to the police station to give your report. Hey, that's pretty cool. So now we're going to jump back to this police station here. So that's down here. So there you go. That's kind of the tutorial. Of course, this is supposed to be much easier than what the regular scenarios would be like. We ripped through that pretty fast. If you are ready to give your report, press the solve the case button. I definitely am. You are about to give your report to the police commissioner and end the game. Are you sure? Sure? I guess I could collect more evidence, but I'm just going to say sure. You're going to be asked a few questions. Answer them by scanning the appropriate card. Who killed Anna Taylor? Okay, so I actually have to pin it on somebody. That's really cool. So you actually do have to, pin the guilty party, pretty much. So... there we go. Why was she killed? So obvious. Why? It wouldn't be the poison. It wouldn't be the. Why wouldn't be wouldn't be the food? The animals, I guess. It would. It would be the animals, I think. Oh yeah, and then what was the murder weapon? Would be the food. In the end, who benefited the most from her death? That's trickier to say. I'm going to say Jenny, but I don't know if that's all that true. You just completed this tutorial successfully. The answers you give at the end can send you back to the investigation or provoke a different ending. Press the solution button to know everything about this case. I'm kind of scared. Okay, so this is case closed in 2 hours, 45 minutes, less than 12 hours. So I get 40 points for that. Who killed Anna? I was right. So I picked the right person. I probably, there's no way I could have got that wrong. Why was she killed? Animals? I still don't understand the question 100%. Maybe, games maybe? I don't know. So I messed that up somehow. What was the murder weapon? Food. That was correct. In the end, who benefited the most from her death? I think the problem with that one was I didn't meet the person who benefited from the death yet, because I don't think that... Oh, well, I guess technically it would have been the person that killed her. I guess technically it would have made more sense. So, yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, total 95 out of 130, not bad. But this is the... So you can see, yes, you can rip through this and I didn't really sit down and think too hard about this stuff. I kind of ripped through it. If I wasn't doing this on camera and I was playing this and really taking in everything, I probably could have got 130 out of 130 pretty easily, but that's because this is a tutorial. If you move into the normal scenario from here, however, whole different ballgame. So it says first case, I got 4 banners out of 5. I'm gonna hit the solution button. It says Anna Taylor was president of the Bridge Club, but also a terrible player. Her partner Rose Butterfly, number 9, which is this individual down here on the right, is a true competitor. To stop Anna from, so she would have been the one benefiting, to stop Anna from participating in the tournament and therefore get a new partner, she offered her a cake with a trace of the poison, hoping to make her temporarily sick. But Anna wasn't young anymore and her body could not support the quantity of that poison found in the cake. Her cats neither. In the end, her son Jeremy inherited her fortune, helping his failing business. See, we didn't even meet Jeremy. Rose, on the other hand, will be able to start her own bridge club in prison. Nice. Okay, yeah, that's it. So that's the end. So that's going to wrap up the tutorial, or at least the Kickstarter preview of Chronicles of Crime. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was actually quite a bit of fun. I really like that. I'm really looking forward to getting to the production copy of this when it's done. The Kickstarter was very successful, and I really think that solo gamers are going to love this, because this is like, the setup time for this is super easy. Of course, if you're not filming, you have both hands. In my case, I only have one, so you're able to control the area a little better. You're also going to get the benefit of the VR glasses, which is going to allow you to get a little bit of immersion, a little extra immersion than what you saw in this particular preview. Of course, the components in the game are going to change. There's going to be additional scenarios, additional content, things like that. But this looks to be a very promising game. So I really enjoyed this. I'm definitely going to be jumping into the other scenarios. So if you guys actually like this quite a bit, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the tutorial. You can also have a laugh at me, because I definitely screwed up a couple things here and there in terms of not getting 130 points on the dot. But if you wanted me to, and we actually do have the time, although I am running the City of Kings, War Eternal, and Darkest Night as well as this game, if I do find some time, I would like to also do and try the other scenario that's not a tutorial. So if you're interested in me doing that, let me know in the comments below. If I get enough interest, I will definitely do it for you guys. So thank you so much for your support, and as always, everyone, keep on rolling solo.